Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Time for another unbagging. I got more stuff that has come in for personal use and for projects. So let's take a look at the latest bag. Just get that going and see. Let's hope none of this has my address on it. So we'll start with this one, I guess. Yep, I think we're clear on that. Let's get this one out. Okay. And I'll get this out. And okay, for a second there, I thought it was a mistake. Uh, and then one more here. I think that's everything. Nope, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got one more here. So let's get the one that's in the worst shape first. And yeah, that was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. um, so I ordered up a couple of new flashlights. I'm still trying to design my own, but I'm kind of using some of this as reference to figure out what they could look like. This thing looked a lot beefier than it. It looks beefy, but just holding it right now, it's like I could almost just toss it in the air and not have it fall too fast. It feels like there's not much of a battery in there, if at all, but it's got 5 lights on the top and it's got the side light here. So let's just try and take a look at this. All right, that's somewhat bright. That'd be the dimmer one. Oh, I forgot about the flash. And then you get the side light. So, I mean, the side light's actually pretty powerful. I don't know how well that's going to come through on camera, but yeah, and it's showing about 3 out of 4 bars. So I think it was advertising that it was showing like the percentage. Instead, I've just got the 4 LEDs. So probably there's a circuit board right under here with the 4 LEDs on it. No, actually, now that I think of it, because you got a button here and you got the charge for it right there, which doesn't really look like it's lined up all that well either. It did come with another short cable. But anyway, that's that one. I got another flashlight. This one's supposed to be super bright. I'm going to look for the photos of the items that I ordered and put them up here so you can see what they look like in the ad versus real life. And no, I don't have unusually large or small hands. So this one is supposed to be this nice multicolored thing. Yeah, but again, very light. And let's see. Okay, that's reasonably bright. Yeah, I think that kind of matches one that I have that I've been using for a long time that the switch is finally starting to die on it. I'm going to probably go for low and then it'll probably flash. Oh no. How about if I just hold it? I get low, lower, and then the flash. Oh, we get SOS on this one. Huh, that's interesting. All right, let's see if we get any additional functions on this one. My apologies for flashing. I don't know that that's getting any brighter. We're shining it off into the distance and it's a little wider spread. Okay, here comes the flash. And the side light. and that's it. All right, well, that tells you about that one. This one is an interesting one. It's so small, I thought it was just a little adapter. It turns out this is a solar-powered car. So let's pull this thing out. There's a really small solar panel on it. Get some of that out of the way. How much sunlight does it need to run? Or does it have a switch? I don't see a switch. There's a really tiny motor. I wanted to harvest the motor out of it and the wheels, but this is not the same one I thought it was when I ordered it. But it was like $2, and it's a little cute little car. There it is. You got to hit it really hard with a light to get it to go. Wow. Okay. Maybe this would be a way of testing lights. Oops. Let me turn that off. Let's try this one. See if it's bright enough to run the car. That's wild. Well, it's cute. That's about it. I'm going to turn that off the rest of the way. Okay. Well, that's a couple of these lights. Now, the next things were, I'll hold that one for a minute. I got a couple more lights because I wanted to harvest the motion sensors out of them, because it turns out that's the cheapest way to get a motion sensor and the circuitry you need for the motion sensor. That's what I did with the Halloween project. That's what I'm thinking about for the Christmas project. But let's just see what this looks like when I pull it out. I think this is going to be typical circuitry, but an interesting sort of, it looks like a screw-in bulb, but I don't know that it actually is. No, I don't think it actually is a screw-in bulb. But if I'm not mistaken, this will be, when I press it once, it should go into the first mode, which would be full brightness when there's motion. And when it gets dark, now that's assuming the battery has any charge on it. Now, the second mode would be half brightness. That looks reasonably pleasant. It's just much smaller than you would expect. And again, I'll put the picture up here. And the third mode is going to be at reduced, but all the time. So, oh, maybe not. That's your third mode. If I stand still now, it should go back to very dim. And that's just a LED filament in there. So I could change the color if I really wanted to. Will it go off? Yep. Okay. Then, oh, okay. That's your half. Okay. Now off. Now, if I go here, I'll have to. Sorry about all the pauses. I'm trying to stand still. Yep. Yep. There you go. Okay. That's what I expected. Now, there's only 2 screws. I could take this thing apart real quick and see what. I'm going to need a really tiny screwdriver to do that, though. Let's see. Does this qualify? I'm curious because it feels so light. I'm wondering if it even has like an 18650 in it, or if it's going to be something much smaller, maybe even an iCAD battery in there. Although it makes more sense to have the the lithium battery, because that'll give you the 3 volts. Yeah, it's coming out. It's just really kind of tightly in there, and it feels like a really cheap screw. But I was planning on harvesting this stuff anyway, not really keeping it together. I probably have some better screws I could put in here. Oh, this one's coming out much easier. So, time for an episode of What's Inside. My goodness. Okay, that looks like actually more like a double A cell instead of a... Yeah, that is... No, I take it back. This is a 14500 400 milliamp hour battery, although it feels even lighter than that. So I can test that battery, and I'll put the results in the description as to what what the capacity turns out to be. As far as this actually screwing in and out, no, it's not going to screw in and out. It's actually just kind of pressed into this piece here. And boy, this just feels really cheap. But I suppose if you put it on a wall, something like that, then it would look a little bit like the type of lamp that it's supposed to be, but it's just too small. I could redo this and put all of these works back into it and put the solar panel, but I don't think it's worth that much effort. Let me turn this thing off before it drives me nuts. I can't tell if it's off now. All right, I'm going to put this aside. I know there's a couple of screws. This will eventually shut itself off inside because the motion sensor won't be going off. I can't get it back in. All right, I'll deal with that later. We have this one, which is supposed to have a motion sensor. Let's take a quick look at that. 20 centimeter version of it, 200 millimeters, by 8 inches, and another really tiny charge. So it's got a battery in it, but I'm going to guess in this case it's a flat pack battery. And there a power switch of some sort? Ah, it's on the side. Which one's power? Oh, got to be one of them's power and one of them's mode. Oh, interesting. Almost looks like they're inviting me to take it off. Let's see if I can get this to activate here. There's the power button. Okay. So now it's on. And if I stand still for a bit, it does look like it's a smaller motion sensor. Okay, I know. I don't know what mode it's in. So I might be doing that for a long time. So this looks like it would be the mode button. Oh, that's color. So you've got a colder, warm, cold, and both, I think. And it throws a fair amount of light, not a huge amount. I can put it up over back up over something so you can see it lighting up. So, and the picture of what this is supposed to look like. I'll put that up. And now I'm wondering if the power is also a mode button. Let's see what happens when I click that. Oh, goody. Oh, it blinked to go off. Okay. So that, I believe, is off. This is the on. And what I'm going to do is put it a little bit away from me so that I'm not setting it off quite so fast. I can't tell if that's on now. Let me turn off the studio light. That should help a little bit. Let me get the other one. So now it should be obvious that it's on, although the camera, I'm sure, is readjusted. I'm going to try not to move too much. Of course, I could be wrong, and this could be just steady on without a sensor. All right, it's not doing anything, so let's put it in the next mode. And I think I just triggered it. Okay, it went off, and that turns it back on. So that's not bad, but I'm into it here for the. Let me turn it off. That should be off. And I bought it mainly for the sensor right there. Let's do a quick comparison of this sensor to the other. And I can turn this one off. And let's turn the studio lights back on. I just want to get an idea. Are these the same size? It could well be. They are the same size. The lens is partly blocked by the shell. I think this is a standard sensor. So at some point, I'll take these apart. If you want to see that, I can record it on video. That's got just about everything I got except for one last one. Put that aside and put that aside. And we got this one. But definitely let me know if you want to see what the innards look like. Again, I bought them to harvest parts and don't really plan on using them. The other thing I could do is in that one with the LED filament, I could change the color of the filament. That could be an interesting little experiment. And okay, small bag with another bag. And yep, I'm going to need to cut open the bag. Now, when I was building my Halloween display, I had a skull with a propeller beanie, which I just thought was funny. And I'll put the link up to that up in the corner here. I'm actually still editing that video way after Halloween. But I thought, what if they actually moved? And so here's some propellers and here's some little motors that they could go on. And these are intended for a, let me see if I can separate these. Oh, okay, they're magnetic. That's why they're sticking together. This is supposed to be for a, oh, what do you call it? The drone, a fork propeller drone. It's just the motors and the props. I want to see if I can make this. If this will just work on a 3-volt battery, that'd be kind of fun to play with. I'm not sure what else I use them for, but I just kind of wanted to have them, and I spotted them while I was shopping for all the other stuff. So I went ahead and snagged them. I don't think they were too expensive. Let's see, is that enough to get it running? Doesn't seem like it's running. I thought these were like 3-volt. Let's get another battery that doesn't have quite 3 volts, but put the two together and I'll have more power. Or maybe the motor is dead. I hope it's not a stepper motor. That would be crazy. I doing this wrong? I don't think so. Let's see. Definitely positive. Definitely negative. And I can't get it working. Let's go to a third battery. Just see. I need to look up the specs. I will put the specs on the screen so you can see before I do, thanks to editing in the future, what the problem is. Well, it doesn't seem like it wants to spin. All right. Well, we'll leave that alone for the moment. I'll test the batteries and everything else. I will put all this away. I think I can still put a piece of tape over this so I can keep it all together. And that's it. That's what I received in this particular package. I have more plans and some more stuff I'll be ordering, I'm sure. But let's see what this all turns into. And if you're here just for the unbagging, we're done. Thank you so much for watching.